But thanks everyone for joining today's webinar. My name is Kristie Strauss, and I'm the Vice President of Sales at Insurance Advisors Direct. Today we have with us Jim Bosch and Jeff.
Jeff Cam, yep.
And from the Grand Business Group, and they work business marketing development organization, and they work with agents and market to business owners specifically of one. So today's webinar is going to be about this product. It's not an insurance plan that you write for yourself. It's just an opportunity for business owners, as most of agents are. They're their own business owner, working for themselves, and needing to find another way to help them save costs on everything from healthcare plans to just taxes, using their business in a more efficient manner. So I don't know if I teed that up well enough.
That was fine.
For you, but I'm going to let you take it from here.
Yep, that was fine. Thank you, Kristie. My name is Jim Bosch. I'm in Holland, Michigan. I've been working with Insurance Advisors Direct for quite a while as a Medicare agent, and just more recently, Jeff DeCam, who you see on the screen, the guy with hair. Jeff is my business partner at Grand Business Group, and we are marketing a few products that are very directed to business owners. And this GigWorker solution is one of the premier products that we market. We're very excited about it. We both use it. We're both independent business owners. And when I was introduced to this program, I could immediately see the value in it for myself. Jeff saw the value in it for himself, and we worked with GigWorkers to become a marketing organization for them. And so I brought it to Kristie, let her review it. She thought, as well as Jason thought, this would be something good for you guys as independent agents out there to have exposure to help you in your business. We run our agencies and we think about selling insurance products, but we also have to consider that we're business owners and we have to make smart decisions there as well. Not sure how many of you know what a PEO is, Professional Employer Organization. PEOs started back in the 70s, primarily in Florida, and what they are basically co-business owners with you. And so what their purpose was initially was for smaller business owners to be able to get on a workers' comp program that the PEO had, and the PEO would aggregate these businesses and get better rates for workers' comp, group health insurance, disability, and a lot of other benefits. I owned a hotel liquidating business for a few years, and I used the PEO, so I didn't have to do any of the HR stuff, the payroll, compliance, all the things I hated doing. We shifted that over to a PEO. We just paid them a monthly fee to take care of all that for us, and they were labeled co-employers. And when I saw GigWorkers Solutions, it was a product that until more recently, no one could really get out to market. They either couldn't make it affordable, or they just couldn't get, they had 9 attempts, ADP tried it, nobody could get it to market. GigWorkers did. They had the resources to do it the right way. And so when I met Dick Woodall from GigWorkers, he's one of the founders, he and I hit it off. We talked about bringing this out to the agents, insurance agents out there. So Jeff and I are working on that, and Dick Woodall was supposed to be doing this webinar today, and I got a call at 10:30 this morning, about 2.5 hours ago, that he was, I could hardly hear him on the phone. His voice was gone. And so I'm going to make an attempt at an introduction here for GigWorkers. What I'm going to do is share my screen, and we're going to go to the site, the GigWorkers Solutions website, and I'm going to kind of walk you through it. If I can get you up on, should be up now.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, good. So GigWorker Solutions, they have a very comprehensive website here. It's designed for people to just be able to go to it, basically get all the information they need to enroll. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit, and it talks about the benefits that are included in the program, the types of people that, types of business owners that this works good for. And we'll talk a little bit about tax savings, the benefits that they provide, the price. As you can see here, it's $175 a month. However, there's going to be built-in tax savings here that I'm going to talk about. Drops the price actually down to about $85 a month after the tax savings are realized. And then they've got some frequently asked questions. And then when you want to enroll, they will take you through the process. If you are currently a sole prop, we need you to be an LLC, and then they're going to file your taxes as an S corp, and they walk you through that whole process. So let's dig into some of the benefits here real quick. One of the biggest reasons companies join a PEO is because they get access to benefits that you typically can't as a self-employed person. And one of the biggest benefits, how I actually got introduced to Dick, is something called the Champ Plan. Not sure how many of you are familiar with the Champ Plan, but it's basically a tax savings plan, and it includes a bunch of other medical type benefits. So the Champ Plan gives you unlimited primary care visits with a $0 copay for that office visit. It is for the business owner only. There's going to be some benefits here that are for the business owner themselves, not the family. And then there's some that include the family. So we'll go quickly through that. The business owner gets unlimited urgent care visits at a $0 copay. There's a $0 copay on about 250 commonly used prescriptions. There is a telemedicine app that there's a $0 copay for that. It includes behavioral health. It's kind of like a teledoc, but it's teledoc on steroids. There's a bunch more added to the program than just a traditional teledoc type app. You get 100% preventative care. And then for the family, they get the virtual care, 24/7 virtual care for the family. We also include you as the business owner on the workers' compensation program for gig workers. So I understand most of us as insurance agents don't get into very many situations where we're going to be injured, but the fact of the matter is a lot of us travel when we're doing our work, either to conventions or maybe we travel to our clients' homes. Anytime you're in the course of your job, you're covered under GigWorkers Workers' Compensation Program when you're a member of GigWorkers. So to me, that made a lot of sense. I've got a colleague that I work with. He was at a client's house. He took the wrong step off their deck, tore his ACL, and he was in a big leg cast for about 6 months. So things can happen. Most of us don't put workers' comp on ourselves, or if we do, in Michigan anyway, we can't really claim on it anyway. It's just something we put in place. So if we had to do in other areas, they may require us to have workers' comp. This actually will cover you for on-the-job injuries. One of the big reasons I was interested in GigWorkers is they do payroll processing for you. If you have your payroll processed now, you're probably paying for it. Someone else is doing it for you. These guys will take care of that for you, all included in the fee. They do it a little bit different than the payroll company I was using. The payroll company I was using would figure out your taxes for the payroll cycle, and then they would take the taxes and the amount that you were going to pay yourself in a lump sum, and basically deposit the net payroll into your bank account. What GigWorkers does is they process your payroll one time per month, and they take out just the taxes out of your account, just your payroll taxes, and then any of the electable benefits that we're going to go over here in a minute, they take those deductions out, but they leave what you would have paid yourself in your account. I like that because during the course of my insurance career, you can have good months, you can have not so good months, and if they're only taking out the taxes, that makes it a little easier to make sure you're hitting your payroll every time. So I really like the way they do that. It does provide you with W-2 income verification. So my wife's a mortgage loan officer, and when she works with self-employed people, that's always an issue. To have income verification to qualify for loans, things like that. There is a 401k plan that you can participate in. They will take the deductions for that out of your payroll. And then any of the electable benefits, those will be pre-tax benefits if they qualify for pre-tax, dental, vision, those types of benefits. They are going to be bringing on group health either in July or August. We're hoping for July with Aetna. We haven't seen the plan yet, but they are working very hard to get that available so that there will be a true group health plan that you can look at to see if it's a good fit for your family if you need that. Something I wanted to talk about, I kind of skipped over on that CHAMP plan. One of the reasons that makes this very affordable and basically drops the price of the plan is with the CHAMP plan, with that wellness, this part of the plan, when they do your payroll, the minimum payroll they'll process, GigWorkers, is $3,000 a month. So you have to be earning $3,000 to be able to do the $3,000 a month payroll. The CHAMP plan is a $1,200 a month benefit that I'm going to show you in a minute where you get most of that back, but the CHAMP plan has a $1,200 pre-tax deduction. So if you have a $3,000 payroll and they take $1,200 of it out pre-tax, reduces your taxes dramatically. And as a business owner, as an S Corp, now you don't have to pay the FICA side of your payroll for that $1,200. That amount comes to about $90 per month on your payroll that you're no longer going to be paying to the government. Now it's going to be back in your pocket, which helps reduce the cost of this plan down to about $85 a month. With that $1,200 that comes out in the CHAMP plan, when you have a visit on the on the telemedicine app, if you need to talk to a doctor about a wellness question, or you've got a health issue that you want to talk to the doctor on the CHAMP, on the Amaze app, tele app, that counts as a qualified health event for the CHAMP plan. They assign that a CPT code. If you don't know what that is, it's like when you have medical services done, every service has a CPT code. So when you use the app once a month is what they're asking you to do it. They put back into your payroll simultaneously $1,130. So they reduce it pre-tax by $1,200. They put back into your payroll $1,130 as a benefit payment for using the app. If you don't use the telemedicine app once a month, there are health videos and activities that they send to you by text or through the app that they ask you to do one of those a month or use the telemedicine app to talk to a doctor once a month. If you do that once a month, you get your $1,130 back into your payroll. You technically have to do that once per quarter, okay, to maintain that champ plan. They will remind you regularly if you're getting close and you need to do something to stay in the champ plan to get your money back into your payroll for that month. So it's not something you're just gonna, forget about and not get your money back. But it's a way for our members to reduce taxes, get some medical services included, and hopefully help with your wellness as well. They include an identity theft protection. It's pretty robust identity theft protection plan. And they also include $10,000 of group life insurance on the employer, your independent business owner. The electable benefits include dental, vision. You can buy additional group life. They have a disability program, short and long term. And then there's a legal plan that you can enroll in as well to use for personal legal issues. Jeff, do you have anything that you want to add to this?
No, you've pretty much gone through each of the points.
So I apologize. I wasn't extremely prepared for this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up my contact information here in a minute. But if you registered for this webinar, Kristie has your email address and she's sending those to me. So I'm going to email each and every one of you with the link to go to GigWorker Solutions through Insurance Advisors Direct. You can go there and look everything over, get a little more detail on the plan. And here's my contact information, hopefully pulling up.
Yeah, and Jim, I'm going to ask a question from somebody attending. Are these all virtual visits only with the champ plan?
No, okay. Actually, I'm glad that's a good question. I can run back to that other screen real quick and I'll show you. And again, I'm doing a very, very quick. I'm not the person who was supposed to give this presentation today, but the champ plan includes unlimited primary care visits. So you as the business owner can use your actual primary care physician, and they use the First Health Network. It's a very, very big network. Most likely your physician is in that network. So if you go to that, your primary care physician and he's in First Health, they will pay your copay if you have one, or they will pay the office visit charge for your primary care physician visit. So it's not, if you go to the doctor for a primary care visit and you're sick and they do a whole bunch of tests, those tests will not be covered, but the office visit itself will be covered at zero copay. And
Okay.
then you also have for the business owner, unlimited urgent care visits at $0 copay as well. So again, it's for we talked about CPT codes earlier. The office visit or the urgent care visit has a CPT code. We cover that visit charge at $0 copay to you. There's a $0 copay on about 250 prescriptions. They're the commonly used generic type prescriptions. There's another like 600 of them that are like $1 copay. So there's a pretty robust prescription program here. If you see it on TV, if it's an advertised drug, it's likely not going to be covered like that. But for the commonly used things for blood pressure, cholesterol, when you get colds, need antibiotics, things like that, those are covered. Even colonoscopy prep, I saw that on there at a $0 copay. There's a colonoscopy prep kit on there. The Amaze telemedicine is a really comprehensive app. You can do your virtual visits on there. They've got a whole bunch of things like healthcare. You can check to see what things cost before you get them done, things like that. They'll also help you figure out where to go for services if you need that. The preventative is 100% covered. So when you go in for a preventative, they cover preventative at 100%. When you enroll, when you click the enroll button here, they're going to ask you some quick questions. I'll just show you here quick a minute, kind of what that looks like. You put in some general information here, and then they're going to assign you someone that will help you do the actual enrollment. One of the questions they're going to ask you right up front is if you are an S Corp or an LLC, or if you're a sole proprietor. If you need help becoming an LLC and registering for an S Corp, they do that. If you're already an LLC, they'll charge just $100 to help you set up your S Corp. If you're a sole proprietor and you need help with the LLC and the S Corp, it's a $350 charge. That is, they do that at cost, and that's not something they make money on, but that's what they charge to do it. I know when I tried to do it, and you can do it yourself, I gave up on it. I had someone do it for me, and I don't remember what I paid for it, but I think that's a pretty fair cost to not have to screw around trying to figure out government forms and making sure you have it all done correctly. Any other questions, Kristie?
Yeah. So jumping from that same one, is the family of that employee also getting those same visits, or are they just virtual?
They're just the virtual.
Gotcha.
So that's, they really couldn't include all of that for, families and make that work. So they did want to make sure the family had virtual care. It's not a replacement for a health plan by any means. Another quick thing I wanted to say is the GigWorkers program itself does not push the benefits. They'll go through the benefits with you, but they're not going to try and sell you to get you onto the voluntary, the electable benefits. That's not their method of operation. So they're going to explain them to you, but they're not going to pressure you to buy anything. So you don't have to worry about that.
So
Any
then,
other questions?
Yeah, the other thing has to do with prescription drugs that might not be on that list. Are we to assume that you're going to pay full cost for whatever that is?
Yeah, I use GoodRx. I'm not.
Okay.
I even have, my wife has group health insurance through her company. We do, and I use the GoodRx almost every time they compare what my insurance is going to pay, and GoodRx is usually the cheapest anyway. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
if they're not on the list, and you'll be able to get that list. Even so, another good point that brings me to, when you talk to an enrollment specialist with GigWorkers, they will show you exactly the benefits. They'll show you exactly what your costs are going to be, what your taxes will be. If you earn more than like $100,000 a year, the IRS told GigWorkers they have to do a minimum of $36,000 a year for an S corp, and so they do a $3,000 a month payroll. If you earn more and you want your payroll to be higher, they'll certainly do that, but they'll go through all of your expenses before you make a decision, before they implement. So you have the option of looking at it. If it looks like, it's not going to be a good fit for you, that's fine. You just don't enroll for now. It's not a fit for everybody, but it's a really good fit for quite a few independent agents who are currently, either sole prop, and even if they're an S corp, the workers' comp, the CHAMP plan, the access to the benefits, all of that stuff to me was definitely worth, the $85 net that I had to pay to get included in that. So, what other questions do you have, Kristie?
I think that is it. If
Okay.
anybody has any questions, go ahead and type them in the Q&A.
Yep.
And
Or you can email me. Let me put my screen back up.
yeah,
here.
go ahead and put that back up.
The good news is the guy who can really give you a great presentation is planning on, I think, Kristie, we're looking possibly at July 11.
That's right.
Okay.
So Dick Woodall will probably do a follow-up webinar.
Yep.
On July 11th.
And he will probably be able to make a whole lot more sense out of it. He's got a very, very good way of going through this. He can answer more of your questions probably in more detail. But in the meantime, you can certainly give me a call, an email, or I put the link here, but if you can't copy that down, you can take a screenshot, or I will be emailing all of you that have registered for the webinar today, and you'll have that link to be able to click on that and look at the program yourself.
All right. Well, Jim, thank you so much for sharing this. As I mentioned to you all earlier, at IAD, we not only want to provide you with the best carriers and all the great services that we offer, but along with that, just some really nice programs for our agents to benefit as their own business owners. So thanks so much, everyone.
Good. Thanks,
All
Kristie.
right. Thank you. Bye.
See y'all later.